Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I am your host, Ron Dichter. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our growing community. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the concept of being a tough guy. You know, we're all programmed over time that, especially the men out there, and it isn't just exclusive to men, but certainly feels more prevalent, where we feel like we have to have this tough guy exterior, and we really have to put, the we don't cry and we handle things, like, an alpha bro type mentality. And I don't know where this came from. And I don't think it's overly conducive for what we're trying to do in business and what we're trying to do in life. And so as I think about, like all the things that we deal with on a daily basis, they're not easy, right? There are a lot of times where these things we're facing are hard, they're challenging, and sometimes we just want to curl up and go fetal under our desk and, cry and pout. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like these challenges that we face are real, they're taxing on the brain, they're draining. And if you get to the point where you're really upset about it and, it's weighing on you and you just sometimes need to have this like vulnerable, emotional outcry, like that's okay. That can be part of the process. I think we get so stuck in this, we can't let anything get under our skin and we have to be permanently tough mentality, but I don't think that helps us solve real problems. I grew up in a sales culture, and we always used to have this saying that you need to have skin like a rhino. And rhino skin, for those of you that don't know, and by all means, if you're a animal biologist and you know this better than me, forgive me, but their skin is thick, and there's not much that can penetrate the rhinoceros's skin, and so you get this concept in sales where you have to be like a rhino, thick skin, don't let things bother you. But it's okay, when facing these real challenges to let them bother you, because sometimes the answer to the problem you're trying to solve needs to have its ability to penetrate into your skin so that you can really assess and understand what it is that you're trying to tackle. And if you just keep this tough guy exterior mentality, well, I mean, maybe you won't actually get to the root of the problem because you're too busy trying to portray to the world that nothing's bothering you, and it's actually preventing you from being able to do that. So I think that, as you think about what you're facing as a business owner or as an entrepreneur or as somebody looking to change careers, all these challenges that you're facing on a daily basis, like they're not easy. And you sometimes just have to, let them simmer a bit, which means it might actually bother you and it might actually, bubble up to the point where you have some, breakdowns. And those breakdowns are allowing you to figure out what the breakthrough can be. And so my word of advice, especially, for those of you starting out and you're really trying to, always like tell the world that, nothing's bothering you, like these are real challenges and real things that you face on a daily basis. And it is okay. I give you permission, to let them bother you and maybe even cause an emotional outcry, maybe even have you cry, and maybe you do need to go fetal under the desk for an afternoon to just figure these things out. But once you understand why these things bother you, once you understand why these issues are real and why these issues are things that you have to be able to fully understand and appreciate, that's when you can really learn how to tackle them. It's when you let these problems, get under your skin and then it prevents you from finding the solution. That's where the problems come in. But letting them come into your skin so that you can actually understand them, embody them, and embrace them so that you can actually figure out what that solve is, like that's powerful. And what you'll find is that you'll figure out what the real problem is and what the real solution is rather than just putting a Band-Aid on it so that you can deal with it at a later date. So my advice for the day, don't let things bother you, but when they do, it's okay. Use that opportunity to really feel and embrace what it is that's happening, and then really think about, how you're going to tackle it, and then be thoughtful about it. And again, if you have to go through these emotional, cycles to get there, that's okay. It's not, a sin to cry, and it's not a sin to let things bother you. You don't always have to put, this Instagram best foot forward face out there. Like, having vulnerability and being genuine about what you're facing, and especially if you have a team, and bringing them into it to help you solve this, that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be, super tough all the time, beast mode, Like, that's important, but sometimes you just gotta let things get into you so that you can solve them and let the solve come out of you. So I hope you find this helpful. Please remember to like and comment, and most importantly, share. Let others know about it. Entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of our economy, and if I can give you any insight into what I've gone through in life, then that is my pass on to you. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. I'm Ron Dichter, and this is Projecting Grandeur.